Hello, it's Joyful Hermit. I've been over having a shower, watched the grandson for my daughter and son-in-law yesterday afternoon and evening, and we watched a movie that I had noticed and seen. It's a true story called The Perfect Game about some children in the 1950s in Mexico who ended up winning the national or international World Series of Little League during the presidency of Dwight Eisenhower, and it's an excellent film. My grandson's 7.5, and he found it inspiring, and also he wanted to work harder at his baseball practice. But the movie has a lot of cultural aspects to it, persecution that occurs, but just the great faith of these little boys. So it's a lovely film, and I think it was on Amazon. I had it for free. I could have them see it for free on my computer. So it was lovely. But I ended up sleeping on the floor last night. That's actually better than a mattress that's a little soft. And my hip pain wasn't as bad this morning, but it was pretty bad. Yesterday I was totally drained of energy, and it was heat related. And I tried sugar, tried salt, anything, trying to get my system to boost up a little bit. Ate a hamburger even for protein, and which I usually don't have things like that here. But this morning I woke up with quite a bit of pain, but feeling better sleeping on the floor, and I thought that's an irony. But I was just discouraged about this place here and how I would ever get it done. I even started to get tearful. I told my daughter that I was just felt very discouraged and didn't know if I would ever get this habitable, saleable. And she offered for me to remain there for this afternoon, and I said, oh, I don't want to risk the heat, that I would just get back here because I have a portable air conditioner in this upper room, and would just stay in here with the air on if my pain level got too bad. She said, well, you could stay in their bedroom. They have a bedroom air conditioner. But part of it, too, I think, was it's difficult when I get back into civilization. It makes it all the harder to face this and the hardships, although Father Vincent had emailed me from Nigeria and wrote about how he tries his best but makes little headway in making the seminary, the building where the young men, they have loads of seminarians. I don't know, over 100, 200. A couple of years ago they had like 1,200 applicants for seminary there and had to get it down. They could only select, I think, 50 or 100 young men. And I thought, oh, I wish I could somehow get my power tools and generator and go over there and help him make that habitable. It seems far more worthy than trying to make this saleable. And I thought, I'm living in this culture, this society, this is where God has me. And I'm going to be, unless I would die suddenly, I'm sure the Lord has it all in His good plans, what will happen. But I'm trying to do the best with what I have here so that I won't be a burden on society. I started reading The Harlots of the Desert, a book about the early desert mothers, the ones that had deep conversions from sin to great faith. And in the introduction, Sister Benedicta Ward writes some background, but about how the life of Saint Anthony of the Desert inspired Saint Augustine and sort of sparked his conversion. It was the story of Saint Anthony. Somebody told him about it. and somebody in that time period who worked for an emperor or something connected with St. Augustine. So they went for a walk, and this man told him about St. Anthony and that conversion, St. Anthony's conversion, and that impressed St. Augustine, and St. Augustine told a friend of his, and they both decided they were giving up their lustful, immoral lives. And the rest is history, as they say. But I thought about that, and I thought, oh, how plush I have it, actually. Even though it's overwhelming, I think the physical pain gets to me, and then the sharp contrast of civilization. Plus, I had to take my truck in for oil change, and they came up with about $900 worth of things they say need to be done. I'm going to call my trusted car mechanic from whence I came and ask if any of this sounds reasonable. And I'm also going to call around and get other prices for it. But I have learned in this area, even though I'm in a remote area, but ironically in the very remote area, taking advantage of single older women is even worse than it is in the more metropolis populated area where I travel to see my daughter and get my provisions. I stopped at a produce market, and they have boxes at the end of their registers that have either bruised or clearance items, or just even odd shaped, like I got overly green finger bananas for very little cost, so I can eat and not have to pay much for those things. I just cut the bruises out or do whatever. I'm a scrounger like that. So there's lots of factors that can weigh in on us, and we go along and we have great consolations, like Father Vincent. His email to me was most encouraging also regarding the suffering. And, the crown will be ours. He said the crown will be ours in eternity, even though we have great suffering now and persecution. He was aware from the priest point of view of how I was being persecuted from within the diocese from whence I came. And so it's also good to have reality checks on that. You can feel like you're becoming paranoid or something, or thinking it's worse than what it was. So it's good to have priests or someone from inside who are aware of what other priests are saying to let you know if you're imagining things or not regarding persecution. And I wasn't, although I tend to take it lightly and laugh it off most of the time. But when it came to moving and to discerning if doors were closing there, he helped very much with that. That yes, that I was being persecuted from within the church. Well, it's interesting, but a lot of factors weigh in, and at times like this, we have to start making our lists to stay focused in the here and now and on some tasks that need to be done, and just keep doing a little bit. Keep the life stable and in balance with manual labor, whatever we can do, our diet. Keep it simple but healthy. And if you have a lot of fairly serious pain issues, you have to balance that in too and factor it. And take the rest when the Lord is letting your body tell you you need rest. Take the rest. And not stay too long in civilization if it becomes a temptation to not want to return to hardship. But it is most wonderful to have those who love us and have a treat of a shower. It had been nearly 2 weeks, but I try to drink a lot of water. I've noticed that drinking a lot of water and then working hard, that the water helps flush the pores, and you don't tend to have odor then. Learning all kinds of details, and I called an aunt who lives in New York, outside of New York, in Scarsdale, New York, and she's lived all over. Her husband was way up there in the Navy, and he's deceased, but she's going to be 95 on the feast of the beheading of John the Baptist. She doesn't realize it's that day for her birthday, but she was never Catholic. But we talked a little bit, and her mind's getting a little foggy, but she's always had an indomitable spirit and always very positive. She's an inspiration, and I tell her so. And I said I've been thinking about her longevity and her being able to do so much in her life. They moved many times, often when her husband, I think he got up to be within 5 at the top of the Navy. He was up for what is it, admiral or whatever's the top person. He was within 5 of that, but actually it was at a time his religion was sort of counted against him. He was Jewish, and she's not, but their family is very eclectic in their religion. They're very wonderful people, very creative and hardworking. And my aunt is very, very positive. And she says, keep a-going, and sort of laughs, but always looks, as my dad's sister, on the sunny side. So it was, that was part of the list I was making. My grandson said, yes, Gaga, make a list. That'll help you focus on the tasks. And one of them was to remember to reach out to others in love and do some things for others. So I got a couple of birthday cards to send to some people, and can write encouraging notes, and also to start thinking of the positive things that have been happening. Think of the consolations, and think of the progress made, and of the souls to be praying for. Right now I'm to be praying for the woman who stopped by unannounced with her daughters and has this coffee date between now and in a couple of hours, and said I would pray for God's will, and that all goes well for both of them and whatever is meant to be regarding that. I think she's a woman who very much would like to have a husband, a young woman, 40-something, maybe 38. So we do all these things when the doldrums hit and the devil is tempting us to slip and slide, and the pain is on the rise. God bless His real presence in each of you. We even dug out a brighter colored little half-sleeve sweater. Got to do some laundry. My work clothes are filthy. Get them on the line. Keep it going. God bless His real presence in all of us.